What small steps could we take today to get closer to Allah?
To a small thing that you could do to make a big change, constantly seek the forgiveness of Allah, bearing in mind that Allah is most forgiving. We all make mistakes, we all sin, sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. Seek the forgiveness of Allah and feel that you're forgiven. Feel that you're forgiven. The two come hand in hand, because shaitan doesn't want you to seek forgiveness, and as soon as you do, he doesn't want you to feel forgiven. That's a very, very important point. Many of us, we seek forgiveness from a major sin, and then we feel like, no, I'm not forgiven. Maybe it was a bit too big, or maybe, was it that easy to actually be forgiven? To be honest with you, yes it was, and yes it is, and yes it shall be, right up to the end. As small as it might sound, it's a huge thing. And sometimes people are sick and ill, but that's not a punishment of Allah. How do I know the difference? Very clear. When things happen to you that are very, very negative, if you are calm and you are praising Allah and you are collected and you are thankful to Allah and you are content, that is the mercy of Allah. That's the mercy of Allah. Destruction happened in your health, in your business, in your family, in your wealth, in your whatever it may be, but you are thankful to Allah, you praise Allah, you are close to Allah, you feel content, you are not complaining and swearing and shouting and screaming, then that is actually the blessing of Allah. He's elevating your status. He tested everyone like that, including the prophets of Allah, may peace be upon them. But when something happens to you, even a pinprick that happens on your baby finger, if it makes you angry, you start swearing, you get angry, you start shouting, and you cannot tolerate it, and you curse Allah and you curse those around you, that is a punishment. That is adab from Allah. That's what it is. Calm down. That is a punishment. That is adab from Allah. That's what it is. Calm down. Say astaghfirullah. Sit down. Drink water. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And you know what? Don't vent your frustrations on the weak around you. Sometimes people, they feel that they have gone through something negative, so they come home and they start beating up their children. They start shouting at their spouses. They start screaming and yelling at their parents or siblings or whoever else it may be. Allah says, you know what? We are watching you. We know. You know, people say, I want paradise. I want paradise. I want to go to paradise. I ask you, show of hands, who wants to go to paradise? Put up your hand. That's the entire hall here, mashallah. Well, to get there, you need to die. La ilaha illallah. Who wants to die? No one. I tell you what, it's our duty to take care of the life we have. And on top of that, it's our duty to be merciful towards others, especially those who don't have what we have. So if someone doesn't have the strength you have, help them with your strength. Someone doesn't have the wealth you have, help them with the wealth you have. Someone doesn't have, for example, the food you have, reach out to them with a bit of food. Someone doesn't have the knowledge you have, spend some time teaching them. That's the Almighty's plan. For as long as you are occupied in assisting another, the Almighty will be. A single soul shall taste death. Allah didn't say you will go through death. Allah didn't say you will pass by death. Allah did not say you will receive death. He said you will taste death, because death has a taste. It is sweet for those who prepared for it, and it is sour for those who forgot it. Those who prepared for it, automatically, when they decreased the ill and the evil that they may have been engaged in, and when they constantly repented to the Almighty on a daily basis, the day they will die, they would have already started the day in a way that they are used to, with the seeking of forgiveness of Allah, the praising of Allah, the recitation of the Quran. The angels would have written, this is the day upon which this person has died, and he started the day by the recitation of the Quran. Hence, please start every single day with blessed words. Start the day with praise of Allah. Start the day seeking forgiveness of Allah, because there will be a day when you will die, and guess what? If you made that a habit, it will be. You're telling me you don't pray? You don't pray? Well, I want to pray. Well, what's stopping you? I think I'm too bad. No, the most loving has made you feel that you need to pray. So that's why you must start somewhere. Some say, well, I don't have the courage to start with all five. Well, you need to admit that your duty is all five, but you started with one. You then went on to two. You then went on to three, until you continued in such a way that you developed every day. You were walking closer and closer to heaven, to paradise. In the same way you were getting closer to your grave, you also became closer to Jannah.